Good morning, YouTube. It's your man, George Page, coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, this is just something I saw while I was on Facebook this morning. I was flipping around, looking through it. And this was posted on, originally posted on Sue Fox Women's Boxing Archive website on Facebook. I follow Sue Fox. She has a website called Women's Boxing, which is dedicated to female boxing. Herself as a professional fighter, and there's also she's a legend in the game for women's and for the women in boxing. But this is from Claressa Shields, and she's saying Claressa Shields wants 3 minute rounds equality in women's boxing. Okay, now this was posted on Boxing Scene and it's by, I can't know the guy's name, but if you know it, just say it, okay? Okay, Claressa Shields strongly believes more of her opponents would be gone if she had 60 more seconds. Shields is 10-0-2 and a three-division champion with a two-time U.S. gold medalist. Is calling for women's bouts to graduate from 2 minute rounds to 3 minute rounds so they can fight on an equal playing field to her male counterparts. And here's a quote from Shields. I can't I can't think of so many of my fights where I was putting girls through hell for 2 minutes. Then they get the 1 minute rest and come in refreshed. If this was 3 minutes, a lot of these girls would quit, Shields told BoxingScene.com in an interview. I think it's going to take one of the female champions to fight a 3 minute round for 12 rounds. When they see the top women fighters are willing to do it, everyone will get on board, and promoters would pay us fairly. They understand that we're putting the same amount of time as the men. Personally, me and my team have talked about it a few times. At my next fight with Marie Eve DeClear, whatever her name is, we are going to look forward to fighting 3 minute rounds. We want to do everything for women's boxing to have equality. And here goes Shields, The 25-year-old Shields, who hails from Flint, Michigan, approaches fights by wanting to definitely win the first minute of each round, and for a second minute, letting her hands go with intentions of punishing her opponents to a potential finish. She's already whipping herself into shape for 3 minute rounds by running 3 minute sprints and hitting the bag for 8 rounds at 3 minutes and 30 seconds a session. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, says Shields. I'm trying to make sure I'm in great shape for 3 minutes rounds. And it's about balance. In 3 minutes, I can show my skills and be aggressive. I can box and I can bang. All right, that's the rest of it. But anyway, I can't agree with Claressa. I do. Now women cannot be the same equal footing compared to men when it comes to physicality, but I always believe that women have better stamina than men. You guys, you know what I mean by stamina. But let's put past that. But I think it's fair. I've seen fights where if they had that extra minute was a difference for a win to a decision. I mean, like the fight a while ago with Katie Taylor and Daphne Passoon. I think Passoon probably could have won if she had the extra minute. We all talk about, Taylor won the fight, but some people still feel Passoon won that fight. I remember fights with back in the day where, if they had that extra minute, it make a difference. And you got to make a think about it. 2 minutes is not much time. It takes you at least a good minute for you, especially the first round, to feel like your opponent. And then by the time you get hot, then boom, 2 minutes is already over. That extra minute sometimes makes a difference. Now let's look at MMA. MMA don't put the same rules to women as they do to men. Women have to fight 5 minute rounds, and then most of the time they fight those full 5 minutes for every 3 rounds. Other than if there's a stoppage by a submission or maybe a TKO, but in women MMA there's not that many TKOs other than Amanda Nunes, Cyborg, I think a couple others I know that have won their fights by knockout. But generally, compared to the men, you'll see more knockouts. You can see more submissions because men are bigger, stronger, and faster. but women have better stamina. They don't have as much muscle mass or body fat. Well, they do have a little more body fat than men, but it's not as much muscle mass. And the thing is that I think they should use women 3 rounds, 3 minute rounds. I mean, there was some fights in the past. I talked about Layla McCarty, who I posted about a while ago, where I said happy birthday to her. She fought in 3 minute rounds before. And it shouldn't be much difference. You can't say that, women get tired. Well, if they're training for 2 minute rounds, they can train for 3 minutes. They're doing this. They're taking the same training regimen as they're fighting for any fight. And, it's just some guys. You got some boxers who remember Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. One thing what I think hurt Mike Tyson was that he really never fully developed as a fighter. I mean, Custody Model was probably working most of his strength, and that was his problem. That's why he lost that fight to Buster Douglas. Some like a hammer egger like Buster Douglas, who's used to fighting 10, 12 rounds, compared to Mike, who fought maybe at the most 3 rounds and barely got past 5. And then he lost to somebody like Buster Douglas, who had a little bit more stamina. Even though he looked like the Pillsbury Dome man, he had a better stamina compared to Tyson, who had, he had strength, but he just didn't work on his stamina. That's why I feel like when he was coming up, Custody Model should have really worked on his stamina. Take a guy, when you knock a guy out, put another guy in. You knock another guy out, put another guy in. Have somebody always prepared. But I think it's fair that, the women should get that extra minute. There's been a lot of fights that end in controversy. Like some fights, if they just had that extra minute, would probably would have made it to a decision or TKO. But you know what? It's just again, the boxing organization is an old boys club. They still see that fact. They said that women being involved in boxing, it's like they don't like it. They don't feel like they have a spot in it. But women want to be, they can't be equal to men, but they want to be part of the sport institution. They should be part of it. They should get, I'm not saying they should get the, equal pay as the men, but should at least pay a little more. I remember when Ann Wolf said, she did an interview where she said she got paid $1 for a fight. And $1, at least you are going out there risking yourself, your health, your life, your body. And, you should at least get paid well enough where you can take care of you and yours. Fighters, let's say with any fighter, but the society's gonna see like this. As a female, you don't bring in as much attention as even with her, like she's a top female fighter. She can't compare it to like maybe like a Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather or Deontay Wilder or even Earl Spence. But still, she should get at least enough where she's can prove herself. And the thing is that some guys still feel that the idea that women, and especially in combat sports such as boxing, MMA, professional wrestling, even though it's not really a combat sport, but still a physical sport, don't have a place. And there was that thing where we talked about, like a while back, about Valerie Laredo, how she used her sex and how she used her body. But that's the only thing they can use because the money's not there for them as much. My man Coach talked about how many of these girls have to do, they do Instagram videos, they do stuff on the side, they do a little modeling because the fact that the sport don't pay as much. Most of the men don't have to worry about they might do a little commercial here and there and get a little extra money, but they make most of the money when they fight. I remember Floyd Mayweather, I know he made over 200 million when he fought Conor McGregor, and McGregor got maybe 100 million, and he had to get a good part of it to Dana White just because he allowed him to come fight in the boxing. But like I said, the women should at least get a better chance. I'm not saying you should be equal compared to men, but at least a better chance, a little bit more money. I think somebody like Claressa Shields should at least get 2 or 3 million for her fights. Maybe somebody lower tier like Katie Taylor or someone like Callie Reese, depending on if they hold titles, to get maybe a little more, like maybe about $1 million or so like that. You're not gonna get the Floyd Mayweather money or the Canelo money or even Paulie Malignaggi money. The money. But still, they should get at least a little bit more what they deserve. What they more deserve. They do. They honestly do. And that should happen even in MMA. We talked about that in MMA. And that's the difference between MMA and boxing. They have deeper pockets. compared to MMA, boxing does. And most of it's old money, most of it's mob money, and it's just that's how things is. That's the way it works. And most of, especially the old heads, feel that a woman's place is in the kitchen, at home with the kids. Yeah, they don't have no place in their world. But Claressa Shields, she's really been stepping up. I know a lot of people kind of talk about her, say junk about her, but she's really a go-getter. You gotta respect that about her. I know she's calling out, Leah Ali, and I remember this when Leah Ali wanted to fight. Um, Originally, when they wanted them to fight, Layla Ali versus Ann Wolf, the plan was about maybe $1 million, but Layla turned it down. But you gotta remember, back then in the good part of the early '90s, when boxing was still kind of young, and $1 million would have been good. I think Ann Wolf would be happy with $1 million. If she got $1 million and maybe Layla got $2 million, they would have been good. But that was the thing with the promoters and stuff. They could have just really found a way. Immediately could have bled the money because that would have been a great fight. That's one of those fights that just never happened that should have happened. But anyway, I want to say that the champ, she deserves the opportunity to, really get, to step up and prove her skills. And I think 3 minutes is not extra. Like, think about it, extra minutes, not much, but it can really make a difference in a fight. It's the difference between winning or losing. It's your man George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, don't subscribe. I'm out.